Tower, Cessna, blah, 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 transitioning the airspace to the northwest at 1,800 feet, and then if they're even in the tower, they'll let you go. If they're not in the tower, then the airspace is open and you can go.
And what flies in the Pratt West Palm Beach a lot? Because obviously because Sikorsky's experimental stuff, but...
Yeah, Sikorsky.
Yeah.
Other than that, it used to be F-16s and stuff would fly in every once in a while, and our own jets, the biz jets for a vice president or whatever.
Must be pretty interesting flying in this thing and seeing an F-16 roll by.
Yeah. You don't want to see that.
No.
Because they can't see you, they're moving so fast. Not a great pairing,
The minimum airspeed on that thing is probably, what, 300?
No, if they're down low, they'll be down closer to 200 knots or 250 knots, something like that. In fact, there's a speed limit below, I guess it's below 18,000 feet, 250 knots. That's it. Unless instructed to do otherwise.
Unless you're cleared, someone gives you clearance.
Like somebody says best speed to the airport because you're trying to, the air traffic controller is trying to cycle somebody in, then you do that. But.
Gotcha. Huh. It definitely whizzed by pretty fast.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll head back, I guess. I don't know, unless you want to just scoot around some more.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean,
to get the ATIS information.
004. LDA visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 20. VFR departures entering Bradley Charlie airspace, advise ground control. Prior to taxiing with your destination and an altitude for transponder code assignment, notice the airman. The turf runway is closed for the airship operation. Advise on initial contact you have information, Papa. Radar information, Papa 2153 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 12. Weather is better than 5005. Temperature 262.11. Altimeter is 3004. LDA visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 20. VFR departures entering Bradley Charlie airspace.
You have a separate rating to fly at night, obviously. I'll take a look at that too.
Sorry, I couldn't.
That's right.
Go ahead.
A separate rating to fly at night, something like that as well?
You can fly this airplane at night.
Oh, you can? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I see the lights in it because of dash lights there.
Yep. The cabin lights are just little red, very low level. This is all pre-lit.
Yeah.
It has light sensor in it so that it knows if the ambient light goes down, it dims the screen so it doesn't trash your night vision. In fact, you can get the map to do a reverse. So instead of a white background, it's a black background with white stuff, so there's a lot less light coming out.
Yeah.
That helps quite a bit.
Is that a separate license to go at night as well, or just the same one?
Same one.
If you're comfortable with it, obviously.
Yeah. And you wouldn't want to do it on a really, really dark night where there's no other ambient light. It's difficult to see the horizon and stuff.
Yeah,
but in an area where there's a lot of, homes and cities and stuff like that, then it's not so bad.
Yeah, but northern Connecticut, that might be a problem.
Yeah, so there's places I wouldn't fly at night unless there was a full moon and a relatively cloudless night.
Huh.
So I can see the clouds. If I can't see the clouds, I might fly right into one. And then I lose all sight. You won't know it until you're like, boom, you're in it. Now you are instrument flying. So you don't want to do that.
At least you got these nice instruments to look at while you're doing it.
9235 Papa Burnett Tower, enter on the right base, runway 20, report right.
Doesn't Garmin's got a pretty nice suite, glass cockpit suite, don't they?
What's that?
Garmin's got a pretty nice glass cockpit suite.
Okay, yeah.
Pricey.
We'll be making a right downwind for 20, and we'll keep you advised when we get there. Which blimp do we have today?
All right, I got to start calling in.
Cool.
Awesome.
We'll go over to the Hartford VOR and then we'll come in from there.
The Hartford's over here somewhere?
Yeah. You can't see it through the haze, but the city's over there.
I gotcha.
You can just barely see it at where that river spot is.
Oh, okay.
I can see some buildings like right that way. Almost in line with that first mountain over there.
I got it right there, yeah. I can see it pretty good now.
Yeah. back a little bit. Start descending down a little bit.
How many cylinders do you get in this engine?
What's that?
So like a 3 or opposing, obviously, in this, right? Or engine design? Or?
Oh, yeah, it's a boxer engine, so it's got 4 cylinders horizontally opposed.
Oh, okay, good.
So not too different from, like, say, Subaru
or a Beamer
or a Volkswagen engine from way back when.
Does this airframe have the option for turbine?
No, I've never heard of any. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Turbine aircraft are not fuel efficient unless you're going to go into high levels and go for long distances. So it's good for the airliners.
The wind is 1705. Do you want 2 or 20?
70.
20 is fine.
And 35 Papa Roger, you're clear to land runway 20.
And we've got the blimp in sight, and we're making for the downwind now.
Oh yeah, thanks, Hartford.
If you look straight down here, you'll see a little white thing, a circle. Not where that pond is, but you see a little grass area that's been mowed.
The radar I have.
That's the VOR. That's the Hartford VOR, so it's a radio beacon for navigation. Some airplanes still use them.
Still use them?
I have a wingtip antenna for VORs, but that's what the other half of this radio is all about. That's a VOR antenna frequency.
Do they shut them down or?
No, well, some of them they have, yes, but.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to call into the tower. And Brenner Tower, experimental A18 Romeo Bravo is about a mile south of the Hartford VOR, inbound landing, Papa.
An 818 Romeo Bravo, Brenner Tower. Report the left downwind, landing runway 20.
Okay, we'll report the left downwind for 20, 8 Romeo Bravo. So the runway is this way, so I'm going to be on the left downwind, just like you saw those airplanes that were flying around. So we're going to fly pretty much right over top of the East Hartford plant.
Oh, wow.
So that's our airport there for Pratt Whitney. You can sort of see the stadium.
Yep, I can see the Cabela's too.
And the Cabela's, yeah.
I can see where you can confuse that.
Yeah, because it's the first, it's easy to spot, it's a bigger airport, and so yeah.
You see, oh, buildings, let's land there.
Alright, I gotta get myself to descend.
Glastonbury down here?
What is it?
Glastonbury or
You can do
probably. Glastonbury extends pretty far south.
Yeah.
Leaving the runway.
We'll make the 180. We'll call ground point 635 Pop. Thanks.
just an outlet right to the outside, pretty much?
Yeah, there's an NACA scoop on the outside of the airplane. I'll show you when we get down, and it pulls in a lot of air. You can direct it whichever way you want, or turn it off, or whatever.
That's cool. The cabin nice and chilly.
There we go. A little bit of clouds help here.
The propellers and that.
Yeah, most video, it does weird things. Propellers and video. Gotta have a special filter or whatever to stop it from doing that.
Pratt. Pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll see the airport, but I'm gonna fly pretty much right over top of the buildings.
Huh.
I don't see the airship right now, but I wonder if I don't see him down either. They're pretty hard to miss. Unless he's behind the tree line. Oh, there he is. I see him above the city on the other side.
Oh, yep, there he is. Okay. Those guys just go up for 8 hours of time?
I know they're down for the River Highlands golf tournament this weekend. That's why they're here.
Oh, well, you're right. That runway at Pratt does look pretty big.
Yeah, it's a good-sized runway, or was, before they chopped it all up for the... We'll get ourselves load down here so I can deploy the flaps. You can't put the flaps out until you're below about 95 knots or 94 knots.
Just get too much in the flaps and kind of forces them back. More lift.
Yeah, Brainerd Tower, Cherokee 459er for X-ray, we're ready for departure.
And 94 X-ray, Brennan Tower, runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Roger, 20 for takeoff, 94 for X-ray.
8 Romeo Bravo's on the left downwind for 20.
For 8 Romeo Bravo, clear to land, runway 20, wind is 190 at 8.
Yeah, clear to land, runway 20, 8 Romeo Bravo.
Brainerd Tower, Cessna 356 Echo Sierra with Kappa is 10 miles to the southeast and downlink, full stop.
356 Echo Sierra, Brennan Tower, report left downwind, landing runway 20.
Left downwind for 6 Echo Sierra.
So I can see that's why all the plane's flight pattern goes over.
Yeah, I'm going to do it fairly far out because we're high, and just because if I'm by myself, I'll do it a little tighter and all that, but right now,
it's all good. Man, this place needs to be cleaned up, it looks like, over here. Looks like an aircraft plant.
Yep.
And 94 X-ray, what'll be your direction of departure?
I'll be southbound to Chester, sir.
Roger, on course approved.
94 X-ray.
The dike always messes with the wind a little bit.
Yeah, let's top the trees.
Yeah. Get down a little bit lower, usually fills out. Tells me what to do, but guess he's busy.
And no planes in sight right now.
10-6 Echo Sierra is downwind for 20.
And 6 Echo Sierra, clear to land, runway 20, wind 2108.
6 Echo Sierra.
A lot of flights that come out of this place every day.
Yeah, I don't know how many operations a day, but probably on the vicinity of 100,
Oh, wow.
which is a reasonably busy airport.
Oldies over there.
Yeah, that first Cessna with the round tail is probably from the 50s.
Oh, wow.
Well, nicely restored.
Do you know most of the people in this complex, or?
I wouldn't say most, but I know quite a few, I would say. A little trickier in the wintertime when they pile huge snowbanks and stuff around.
Watch the wingtips in those things.
Yeah, it's even harder for the low wing guys. At least I got a little more clearance with the high wing.
Imagine clipping a nice icy snowbank with the wing.
That happens, I'm sure. Okay.